Hey guys, I wanted to do something a little bit different today. Do you remember when, if you watched my video, I went to a cemetery, I think it was Sauktown Cemetery in Indiana, to visit my fourth great grandparents' grave. And when I was telling you on the video, the way I found them was through FamilySearch.org. And I kind of recommend it for you guys if you're interested in genealogy to sign up with FamilySearch.org. But, I thought maybe if I explain it to you better, it might work um, for you. So I can show you the basics of how I was able to locate my fourth great grandparents. And I highly recommend it. But I have to get her off my lap. And, well, here, let me show you. Well, let me get her down first. Sweetie, you got to get down. See, she's on my lap. Okay. So, for the first thing you want to do, let me turn this around. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to www.familysearch.org. That's all you need to type in, and then it brings you to this. If you're in the United States, it'll say United States. Probably wherever you're at, it'll tell you what country you're in. And then when you get here, what you need to do is set up a free account. It's completely free. I've never had to pay for anything on this website. So once you set up a free account, then you will sign into your account. The sign in is up here in the corner, which I will do right now, but I'm going to turn this around while I do that because email address to show. Well, let me see, guys. I'm sorry, my hand's going to get in the way here, but let me see how I could do this. So hang on, I'm going to sign into this where I showed you up at the top. And then once I do that, I'll turn this back around. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around. And so it's going to take you to this initial website right here. And hold on one second, okay? Hang on, I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I had to yell at my dog for a moment. Anyway, because I already have things set up in here. Well, first of all, let me tell you what you need to do first. If you see at the top, there's all these options. When you go into FamilySearch.org, it should bring you to this page. It might look a little bit different, but this part I think will be the same, but all this stuff below that has to do with me. But anyway, these will be the same. The options at the top. Do you see those? Family tree, search, memories, get involved activities. Well, the first thing you need to do is to set up a family tree. And so once I'm trying to do this through the lens. Once you set up a family tree, and I'll show you mine. Now keep in mind, mine is very minimal, extremely minimal. I hardly set anything up on here, but because of what I did set up, it's already pulled relatives for me. It does it automatically. It doesn't add it to my family tree, but it knows because I set these up who my next of kin would be, and it goes on from there. So all I put in here were my parents, my birth parents. Now I set it up under, I'm adopted, so I have an adoptive family, I have a birth family with different names. But I wanted to find my biological relatives, so I used my birth family's names, which my birth father would be Bertie Allen Hancock, and then Alberta Williams, or Alberta Virginia Clark is my mother. So I put them in as my parents, and then I put my birth name in, which was Brenda Williams. And then I added my daughter. And that's really all I put in. And then right away it added these in. These are my parents' parents. So my grandparents. Right here. Samuel Edward Hancock would be my biological father's father. And also his mother is Bessie Pearl Ewell. And then my mother's father is John Lindsay Clark, and Mary Lou Bailey was her mother. So that's all that's on my tree. I haven't even added anything else. But once you set this up, and you should set up a tree, because that's how you're going to get relatives and information and stuff like that. So once you do that, I have two favorite things I like to do on here, and I'll show them to you. The first one is you go under, well, for both of them actually, you go under activities. If you click on that, I put in all activities, and then it'll pull up another page here with all kinds of categories. If you could see them. And there's even one or two here that's not showing. But it also had a second row down here. I don't know what's beyond this. Well, the one I like to do is right here called cemeteries. See what cemeteries your relatives are in. And this category is awesome. It's like, I love it. I love it. I'm going to click on it right now. Once you click on it, it'll bring you to this. See what cemeteries your relatives are in. And as you could see, you can enter a location or you can use your own location. And then there's, I never use the filters. I don't even know what the filters will show you. But there's a filter option, I guess, for if you're just looking for certain things. But I'm just going to use my location. And by the way, this is a map of where a lot of my relatives, I'm assuming, are buried. There's some over here, too. I think I have relatives buried in England. Not sure if that's where that is, but I think so. But anyway, let me just use my location. And what it does when you do that is it brings up the closest cemeteries to the farthest cemeteries that you have relatives buried in. So the closest one, I have one, it tells you. Let me get the mouse out of the way. It says I have one relative buried in Bethlehem Cemetery. And I can view a map of it. And it's in Palma, Marshall County, Kentucky, United States of America. And it tells you, from my location, it's 59 miles away. And it tells you who it is, my grand uncle. His name was James A. Hancock. He was born 1847 and he died in 1953. And this is actually from Find a Grave. His headstone, he's got a headstone. And it tells you he was born 150 years ago in Henderson, Kentucky on May 5th, 1874. And he died at age 79 in Marshall County, Kentucky on May 8th, 1953. So he just made his 79th birthday. But what's cool about this too, you see how it says view relationship? So if you click on that, it will bring up your tree. It's got added names to it, and it shows you how you're related and what parent you're related through. So because it's following Bertie's, my dad's line, see the lines like this and this and this, it's coming down from my dad's side. So this relative I know is from my father's side. And if it was from my mother's side, it would have had the lines from here to here. And it shows you how you're related. And it also says it again up here. Relationship to James A. Hancock is he's my grand uncle. Now, when you want to get out of this and go back to the cemeteries, do not click on the arrow at the top. Don't click on that because it'll kick you out and you'll have to sign back in. There's another arrow right here. Use that one to go back to the cemetery list. If I can get to it. I can't find my arrow, guys. Hang on, I'm getting there. I'm trying to look through the lens and the... So click on this one to go back, and then it'll take you back to where you were. But it's really cool because I'll tell you what, I have not even gotten through the whole cemetery list. There's a ton of places. Like... The next one closest is Springdale Cemetery. I have one relative, Oddfellows, and I know exactly who Oddfellows is. It says I have 3 relatives buried here, and I only knew about 2. So I was curious and I went into that. And of course, that's my birth father. That's where he's buried. And I've been to his grave and seen his stone. And then I knew that Dorothy Louise Harper was buried there. It's she's my sister. She's my half sister on my dad's side, one of my dad's daughters. But I didn't even know that my grand uncle, Charles Alphus Ewell, was buried there. I had no clues. And I've been to this cemetery a couple times. And let's see, he is related to me. I clicked on view relationship. And he, again, is related to me through my birth father's side. And he is my grand uncle, which means he is my dad's direct uncle. That's pretty cool. So it's my father's sister's brother. So there you go. So we're going to click on this arrow. Not this one. Don't go to this one. Go to this one. So there you go. And then if you click on Find a Grave too, obviously you're going to get more. And there's so many that have headstones. If you click on Find a Grave, it takes you right to the Find a Grave location for that person. And again, it confirms where they're buried. Morganfield, Union County. He's buried at Oddfellow Cemetery with my dad and my sister. And sometimes there's even more documents on these Find a Graves. So it's really cool. And now on this one, you can't go, there's the only way you can get out of it is to click up, because you can't go back. It doesn't let you. It's grayed out. You can't go back. So you can go ahead and click the X on this one to get back to where you were. But I'm telling you guys, okay, so Smith Mills Cemetery, Farmwood Cemetery, and look go see more, and you'll see a whole bunch more. It'll keep pulling them up for you. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And it's just the coolest thing. And this is how I found my my fourth great grandparents. I have found my 8th great grandparents in here too. Let's see. Let's do one more. I'll show you. Hensley Cemetery, Florence Cemetery, one relative. Boy, I've got one relative scattered here, there, and everywhere. I have 2 relatives at Bethesda Churchyard Cemetery. So let's see what that is. All right, they both have headstones. Look at this. Now look at this. So this is my other set of 4th great grandparents. My 4th great grandfather, Thomas Lofton, and my 3rd great grand uncle. Well, I don't know. Let's see. That's weird. I guess, okay. So I guess my 4th great grandmother isn't buried with him, I'm going to guess. But once again, view relationship. And this is my 4th great grandfather. And it tells you that he is he's related to me through my mother this time. So her father was John Lindsay Clark. That's my grandfather. And then his father was Sanford Benjamin Clark. And then I think this would be, yes, okay, so it is my 4th great grandfather. So that's pretty cool, huh? I really love this. I have found so many graves, and like I said, you just keep going and going and going and going. I mean, look, I just keep clicking on it, and it just keeps showing me more. See more? And it goes on and on and on. I mean, I could do this forever. Sauktown Cemetery. Oh, Sauktown Cemetery. I think this is, yes, this is where I was. This is where I was able to find those headstones, I think. Is this one in Indiana? Yes, that's LaPorte, Indiana. That's where I was. Sauktown Cemetery. I have 5 relatives there. And it was the ones we saw, the Dudleys, Catherine Sparrow, Jonathan Nathan Dudley. Remember the Dudleys I came across? If you want to go back and watch that video, you'll see what I mean. Elijah Dudley. Yep. So anyway, that's one thing. And I love this because you could put anything you want up here. I mean, you could put any city or whatever. You can even put, Canada or England or whatever you want to do, and it'll bring up any relatives in those locations or closest to that location that you put in. So that's one thing I like to do. The other thing under activities that I love is, and we'll click on activities again, and they have a section here, famous relatives. So you can go to famous relatives. And they categorize them. So they put leaders in one section, actors in another, inventors and scientists, entertainment and entertainers and artists. So let's look at, for instance, let's look at Bing Crosby. So Bing Crosby is right there. And when you click on Bing Crosby, it pulls up the family tree kind of again. Not the one you set up, but the one the system was able to pull for you by what you have in there already. And so this tells me that Bing Crosby is related to me through my mother's side because it's following her line. And it shows you how. And I can confirm, remember the Dudleys? And I can confirm everything I'm seeing here is accurate. And somehow, this is Bing Crosby's line. So I'm related to him through my mother, and it looks like his father. And it goes all the way back to there. It says my 8th cousin once removed. So that's pretty cool, huh, guys? I think it is. It's fun. It's a fun activity. The one thing I will caution you about with this website is run by the Mormon Church, and the Mormon Church is phenomenal for genealogy. They have the largest database in the world, which is why they have this wonderful website. But the thing with this is that anybody can go in here and change something. Like if I see something listed wrong, like my brother's list, somebody else lists my brother, and then I see his birth date's wrong, I can go in and change that. But when you do that, you also have to fill out a verification card as to why you're changing it, to show proof that what you have is correct and what they have is wrong. And then you submit it, and then once it's looked over, it gets changed if it believes that's qualified to be changed. So that's the basics of Family Search. It's a phenomenal website, you guys. It's just so much fun. And then when I first log in, now I wanted to show you this too. When I first log in, like it pulls things like it here. We found a new memory about Tori Hancock. And it tells you who added it. Someone named Catherine West added this. And it's a picture of Tori Hancock. Now, I happen to know that Tori Hancock is related to me through my father's side because his last name was Hancock, so I'm assuming this is my father. But if you weren't sure, once again, all you have to do, you see these little boxes right here? These little boxes? If you click on that, it's going to show you the relationship to you. So it's going to pull up that tree thing again. And up here, it says Tori Hancock is my second great-grand uncle. And then it pulls up the tree and shows you how he's related to you. And again, it's through my father's side, Bertie Hancock. So, and it's just, this website is just a joy to use for me. I love it. If you're into genealogy or you wondered how you can, start, go on familysearch.org and set up a family tree and then follow its lead. I had posted this on my Facebook about Council Groom. Because this is an old document. It talks about how he sold his land and he left somebody 2 cows and somebody else, I'm just saying, I don't remember the exact thing, but it's actually right here. It's like his last will and testament. That's so interesting. I mean, you find the coolest stuff here. Let's see. And let's see, I don't know who this is. No, see, there's that little box right there. So I can click on that box and it'll tell me who I am. It says we found a new memory about Sergeant Francis Marion Frank Gandy, Sergeant 50th Georgia Infantry Regiment. I'm not sure who he is and I want to know, so I'm going to click on that box. And again, it's going to tell me he is the husband of my second great grand aunt through my mother's side. And it goes up her family line to show you how he's related. So it's a fun website, you guys. I really highly recommend it if you're interested in finding out more about your family and relations. Look at this old picture. This is Francis Marion Gandy. And look at the grays. It doesn't tell you what cemetery there, but I'm sure there's a way to find out. But let me see who that is. So she is, or Francis, oh, it's a male. Francis Marion Frank Gandy is the husband of my second great grand aunt. So pretty cool, huh? Anyway, I'll cut this off now because it's kind of long, but I just wanted to show you how this works so you could have some idea. There's another headstone of a relative. Francis Marion Gandy. And then who's this? We found a new memory about Sergeant Francis Marion Frank Gandy. And there's my dad, my birth father. And then look, it says my ancestor's birthday is this month. So I can view it. Oh, my dad? Oh, well, this shows like a May 13th as a wedding. He was married at age 31 to a Russell Norton. My birth father has been married like 4 times, 4 or 5. So one of these was his wife. It's not my birth mother, though, obviously. My birth mother is Alberta. But anyway, there you go. And you can add things to this. Like you can add pictures. You can add stories. You can set up stuff. That's how this is built. It's built by anybody who joins. And they add this stuff in these pictures that you're seeing. Somebody else put in there. It's just a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. So I'm going to let you guys go because I've been yapping away. I don't know what all this says. I'll have to look. Oh, these are all like the dates. Like it has like anniversary dates of some certain things. That's pretty cool. And this is 1 of 5. Well, anyway, guys, that's it. If you have nothing to do on a rainy day, or you're just interested in genealogy, which I happen to love, FamilySearch.org. Go set up a family tree and look around the website, and you're going to find a lot of interesting, wonderful things. Okay, take care. Take care, everybody. I hope I didn't bore you with all that. Whoops. Hope I didn't bore you with all that, but I just wanted to explain it to you because I thought it was interesting. And I hope you guys enjoy it when you get started on it yourself, if any of you do. If you do, let me know. I'd like to know how it's going. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, let me show you Sleepy. She's standing right here. Say goodnight, Sleepy. Say goodnight. See you guys.